Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and I picked up two of the new Cle De Peau eye color quads and we are going to put them to the test today and see what they are all about. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. So how this is going to go is I'm going to give you guys the overview and details first. We will swipe to the swatch style that I normally do, which is a full arm of swatches and then individual hand swatches for each of the quads, and then I will do a look with each one of these quads as well. There will be timestamps down below for you guys if you're only interested in certain parts, and I will link everything I can, like all of the makeup that I use and all that kind of stuff, in the quads in the description box below for you. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much, I appreciate it. As mentioned, I picked up two of the new Cle De Peau quads. I believe this is a reformulation and like a brand new formula and format actually for the brand. Previously their quads were kind of like all in a direct line, whereas these ones are more like a, you know, actual quad. I'll show you. When you order them, what you get is a box separate with the case and then another box with the actual quad and eyeshadow, because these are refillable cases. So just be mindful when you are picking these up as well. If you don't have one and you do want the case, just make sure you're selecting the option with case, or if you just want the refill, then just select refill only. So they are refillable, which is cool. When you get them and unbox them, you get the little velvet kind of sleeve, and then when you pull it out, this is the kind of quad packaging itself. There is nothing on the back here, it's just plain gold and the blue, a little bit fingerprinty. I really like it though, it is very, very pretty. In terms of heft though, the packaging itself, it doesn't have a lot of heft, it is very lightweight, which has pros and cons, right? You're spending a lot of money on these, you kind of want to feel like you've put some money in here, you do want to feel that luxury heft. However, given that this is a quad and it is lightweight, it's perfect for travel or just like throwing in your handbag for touch-ups throughout the day, or if you're someone that like goes to the gym before work and then does your makeup at the gym, that kind of a thing. So it's lightweight to like kind of take with you. But the actual packaging, aside from the lightness, it's very beautiful and very luxe. It really is to look at. So I picked up two quads as mentioned. I'm going to show you the color stories. Unfortunately, I have already swatched my quads. I'll insert a picture right here of what they look like completely untouched, but I have already swatched that, or I filmed the swatch part of this video. So the first one I picked up was Seagrass. You know I had to pick the green up. So when you open up your quad, you get this beautiful luxe mirror. It's actually a really good quality mirror too. And then you get the quad refill, which I've just snapped into place here. And then you do get these little two like applicators that they usually, all the luxury brands kind of give you, and I never use and end up throwing away. So that one is Seagrass, and we will get into swatches of that shortly. And then the other color that I got was Starlight Splendour, just an absolutely beautiful neutral, straight down the line color story, a color story that I felt like I would get a lot of use out of. This is only my second time trying the brand. I have the concealer from the brand and that's it. And I knew as soon as I saw these on Trendmood, or like wherever they got peeped, sorry, I think WZ Beauty, I knew as soon as I saw them I wanted to pick one or two up, just because the formula really intrigued me. The cost of one of these quads with the case is 110 US dollars or 125 Australian dollars, and then obviously from there, depending on your currency, it will vary. I was surprised that it wasn't more expensive in Australian dollars, because normally if something's like 110 US dollars, it would be like 180 Australian dollars. So I'm not sure if they just kind of have this like, no matter your currency, this is like the price range for you. I'm not quite sure, but I paid 125 Australian dollars for mine. I picked mine off Feud Japan because they have them available already. Shipping's really cost effective and was super quick. These literally came in like 2 days. There are a total of 12 color stories in these quads, and a lot of them do lean that really soft, neutral-ish, pinky or goldy or cool tony, you know, down the line kind of color stories. And then there is a couple of like, there's a blue one, a green one, a purple one. So there is a couple that has like a couple of pops of color in there. I had a hard time choosing, I won't lie. I ended up with Starlight Splendour just because it's something a little bit different for me in terms of it's a little bit more warm tone tone. Normally I get a cool tone quad, and then you know I was picking up seagrass because of the green, like we knew that, right? So let's have a look at what Cle De Peau is claiming is so special about these eyeshadow quads. So what it is, a luxuriously pigmented eyeshadow quad featuring a skincare infused primer and 3 finely milled shades for a smooth, long-lasting finish with skincare benefits. What it does, a hybrid of makeup and skincare that highlights and defines eyes with elegant color for a natural radiant finish, enhances natural eye contours with light reflecting technology, primes eyes for smoothness and moisture that lasts 8 hours, delivers fresh, long-lasting color and texture for up to 12 hours. What else you need to know? 98% said they felt the eyeshadow kept their skin moisturized, 96% felt that their eyelids were smoother, provides 12 hours of lasting color and radiance with no dullness and no creasing, delivers up to 8 hours of lasting moisture. New primer shade included in each quad to boost elasticity, softness, and elegant color, minimizes dullness and leaves skin moisturized and comfortable. Ingredients: light empowering enhancer delivers a naturally radiant finish by moisturizing and smoothing eye's surface for optimal light diffusion and reflection. Premium argan oil, rich in vitamin E, provides moisture for smooth, beautiful eyes. New light empowering treatment powder boosts radiance and maintains smooth texture. New skin empowering illuminator helps restore and protect skin from environmental stresses. They are some bold claims for these eyeshadows. We shall see. I mean, I feel like to overall see better improvement in your skin specifically, you would need to use these every single day without fail, which I'm not going to do, so I won't be able to test that, but I'll be able to tell you if I like the formula and how it applies and all that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty clear from the description, and obviously this isn't like the only target audience, but I do think it's very clear that these are aimed at a more mature eyelid, one that is maybe a textured eyelid. Immediately reading the description, I'm not going into this thinking I'm going to get that like Wham Bam, Natasha Denona metallic, Pat McGrath Labs metallic. I'm really thinking along the lines of Tom Ford, YSL, Dior, Chanel. So we'll see how it goes. What is interesting is when you go on the Cle De Peau website and you look at the how to use section, it says that the primer is on the bottom left of the quad, which would be this one right here. And it basically says to use a finger or a sponge tip or whatever it is to smooth across the eyelid. So use this one first as like an eye primer, then use the matte, the sparkle, and then using this to like deepen whatever you want to deepen. I think that is all of the details covered. Apologies if I've missed any of them. Let's go ahead now. We're going to swipe into swatches of both of these quads, and then we will move into a look with the first quad. I'm going to do Seagrass first and finish with Starlight Splendour. So let's do it. We're going to start with Seagrass. I've taken the little applicators out. Obviously you can use them if you wish. I'm just not going to. I've actually turned my lighting down just a touch in this video because I felt like my other ones were getting a bit bright, but let me know if you prefer it brighter or this color. I just feel like this might be a little bit more true to shade. Anyway, so we're going to start with this primer, which is the bottom left here. I've got a Rephr number 1, sorry, I was gonna say 2, but it's a 1. Just pick some of these up. These are, by the way, when you touch them, you can actually tell these formulas are a whole other ball game. Like, you really can. Whether or not they're good on the eyes, we will see, because swatching really doesn't indicate that. But like this matte to feel and stuff, and like these, they're so creamy, and just to feel them and swatch them was quite impressive. Again, I'm not going into this expecting a very intensely pigmented, like glittery Pat McGrath Labs, Natasha Denona, Odin's Eye kind of experience. I'm very much going into this with a Dior, Tom Ford, Chanel type experience in mind. I have no eye primer on my lids because we're going to use this one and see how it goes. I would presume you still would use an eye primer, at least I would, but you know, it says primer, so that's what we will do. Maybe I'll do a primer on the other eye. That's clever. At least I think so. This was just my Rare Beauty because it's the one that I know and love. And now I'll take the eye primer on this side with going over the Rare Beauty. If you're someone that really likes one and dones, this shadow on its own as a one and done will actually look really lovely, especially with like a red lip or a bolder lip. So that's the primer shade on. I don't know if I would say it specifically smooths my lids per se. I feel like if anything, the slight shimmer in this might have enhanced them, but we'll see. We'll just keep tracking that and see how it goes, shall we? I'm gonna pick up a Rephr 15 and I'm gonna go into the green matte shade in the quad. This looks also like a shade that would be a really, really nice one and done. Oh, that has so much more pigment than I was anticipating. There you go. And I'm just going to just fluff that through the crease. Wow, that's nice. That was easy to blend for sure. Gosh, that's actually really quite lovely. Just going in with a really light touch. These are actually a lot more pigmented. Well, this shade, sorry, is a lot more pigmented than I was anticipating. It kind of feels like, it doesn't feel like a cream to powder formula, but it also doesn't feel like a straight powder matte formula when you touch it. Like, it feels kind of mousse, it feels creamy but powdery, but not like the Natasha Denona cream to powder, and not like the cream formula from Tom Ford, and not like Lisa Eldridge's matte formula. It just feels different to both of those. But I like it. These luxury brands are definitely upping their matte formulas for sure. Wow, that's really nice. I'm kind of following the how-to, if you are wondering. So now it says to pick up this shade, which this is a Rephr 2. I won't use my Intensify stick on this eye. I'll just take that to about 7/8 of the lid. This performs pretty much how I was expecting it to, where it's just a very subtle, almost satin-like shade. Was not expecting it to be too impactful, and it's performing exactly how it is, and I actually really like it, which I know you might think that I would be like, oh, I want more sparkle and stuff, but for this kind of a shade, it's almost like it's perfect for like a smoky khaki eye. I'm into it. Let's just for giggles put the Pat Intensify stick on this eye, just so we can compare for science, shall we? Same shade, same brush. The Intensify stick definitely amps it up a bit, like for sure. So if you do want a little bit more amped up, you could put a glitter glue or the Intensify stick down if you have it, or wet your brush even. But if you want it to be more softer, then just stick with nothing. See the difference? I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but I can definitely see the difference in real life for sure. Now I'm just gonna pick up a What's Up R108. And we'll take a little bit of this shade, which is like the deepening shade. This also has a lot of sparkle in it too though, so it's not definitely not a matte. It's pretty much the same formula as this one. And I'll just use this to deepen a little bit, add a little dimension here. Not a lot. For me and what I was expecting, they performed beautifully. They were incredibly easy to blend. The shadows are lovely colors. I went a little too aggressive with the dark shade on this side, so definitely actually more pigmented than I was prepared for. So go in with a lighter touch than you probably think. I really like this finish actually, where it's just that more satin, soft, subtle look. But if you do want to amp it up a touch, you can. I don't know, so far I'm pretty impressed. All right, happy days. I am going to do the speed through on my base makeup now, and we'll come back and finish everything, like the lower lash line and that together. If you've seen my videos before, you know the drill. And then we will move on to the Starlight Splendour quad. So let's do it. I feel like I'm looking more orange in the camera than I actually am in real life, so keep that in mind. But anyway, we're gonna do, sorry, actually I should catch you up. I just quickly off camera did my brows, and I put the Olive Victoria Beckham eyeliner in my top waterline and the Killer liner from Too Faced in Camo, which is just like an army green, in my lower waterline. And normally I do the blush and highlight and everything with you guys, and I've kind of forgotten. I was trying a different technique today, and update, I don't like it. So in the next one we'll stick to the normal way that I do things. All right, this is just a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush, sorry, and I'm just taking the matte shade. I'll just run that underneath here. When I went into my bathroom just before, I was looking at my eyes, and these look really nice. They look really, really nice. I'm gonna go into this shade, the primer, with a Rephr 12 for the inner corner. Nice. All right, I'm just gonna go quickly and put my Surratt mascara on, and then we will do lips together. For lips, I'm gonna take Buck from Vive, and then Beige Kalahari from Hermes. I think that's pretty good. Let me go figure out jewelry. We'll zoom out and see the finished look. This is finished look 1. What do you guys think? I really like it. I'm not gonna lie. I love how this look has turned out. I feel very me in this look. First impressions. This top matte, whew, it is a good quality matte. Like, it is a high quality blend yourself matte. The sparkle shades here, or the metallic-y satiny shades, I don't know if you can tell, but on this eye, with no intensifiers, it definitely is a very satin, more muted finish, and it has made my lid texture look very, very smooth and almost blurred. Whereas this eye, where I put the intensifiers, it looks a little bit more amped up, has slightly more texture, like not in a bad way, just slightly more than this eye, but does have a little bit more oomph behind it. So I personally enjoy that, because I think then you can kind of tailor the look and the shadow to kind of the vibe that you're going for. This primer shade actually didn't do too bad. I quite like it. I think it's very pretty and lovely. On the inner corner, I should say, and as a primer on this side, it hasn't performed any worse than this eye. So happy days for me. Now let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. We are back for look number 2, this time using Starlight Splendour. A very warm, neutral, Just really good everyday kind of quad, if you will. So we're gonna do the same as the other look. I'm gonna take my Rephr one and take the primer shade, or what they call the primer shade. This one is slightly lighter and more champagne leaning than the one in Seagrass. Actually, I'm just gonna take it, I don't know why I'm taking a brush. Let me just take it on my finger here. And then I will just take the brush and kind of feather it a little bit there. It's the kind of shade you really can't see, which I guess the purpose of it being a primer is the case, right? It's such an interesting type formula and theory that it's a primer. It really intrigues me. I'm gonna do the same process with what we did with Seagrass, where I'm gonna put Rare Beauty on this side for an eye primer. And then I will put the primer shade over the top. I'll be honest, I'm at that point where I really need to wash my brushes. All right, let's take a Rephr number 16 and we're gonna go into the matte shade. This is the kind of matte shade that I really would just wear as a one and done. Like if I was in a hurry and just needed to look really put together really quickly, I would just throw this all over the lid. This is my kind of a shade for that. So same thing. Definitely more pigmented than you anticipate, you guys. Be wary. Go in softer. Look at that. Look at that pigment, dang. So much more than I was expecting. What a beautiful shade. I'm actually gonna put this just all over the lid, why not? Just taking a clean brush, this is a Rephr 205, and I'm just going to, this has no color on it. I'm just gonna blend out where I got a little bit happy with the amount of product I had on my brush here. Honestly, you need the smallest amount of pigment. I don't know, I'm shocked. Rephr 2, we're gonna go into the pink metallic shade here. Very pretty. It's like a rose goldy pink, I think. And we'll do exactly what we did last time, where no intensifiers down, we'll just pop this over the lid. This one is showing up, but not as intensely, and it will be because I've put that shade down all over the lid, whereas I didn't do that in the first look. So I'm just gonna take it on my finger first. Still following that trend on the first, where it's like a real soft satiny look. See that? Not as highly pigmented as the previous one, but it is a much lighter shade, and I am layering it over that matte shade. So let's take the intensifiers on this side. Right, so going over the intensifiers, again, definitely more Vavoomey, not crazy Vavoomey, just more so. So that will depend on your preference and what you're going for the day. It's a nice subtle rose gold almost, I find this shade. See that? Very pretty. You can definitely tell there's more impact on this side than the side without any intensifiers. Picking up the What's Up R108, we're gonna go into the dark brown. I have a Sigma switch down here, by the way, so I wipe off all of the shadow and everything. So they might look dirty, but they're cleanable shadow. This is a beautiful like chocolatey brown. This all over the lid, this brown as well would look lovely, like as a dark smoky eye. All right, so I'm gonna just, again, use this to like deepen where I want to, more so the outer corner. I'm gonna bring it a little bit more forward than I did with the other look. Just using a really soft touch here. And then just picking up that original blending brush again. I don't have any additional color on this. Just fluffing that a little bit. So we're gonna leave these here. I think they look very pretty. Again, this is a very work-friendly, like quick and easy, fuss-free look for me. And honestly, these pretty much blended themselves, which is delightful. Let's do the speed through of my base makeup and then we will see the finished look too and wrap this up. base is all done up to bronzer. I went off camera and did my brows. I also put the black Victoria Beckham eyeliner on my top waterline and this Kaleidos Duochrome liner in Tourmaline for my lower waterline. Again, everything will be linked down below. Let's take a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush and go into our little matte shade here, and I'm going to do this. Picking up a Rephr 12, we'll go into the primer shade for the inner corner again. I know these were like the same looks as each other, but different shades, but I just wanted to showcase the colors more so than anything. I'm really impressed. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna quickly go off camera and put my Surround mascara on, and then we'll come back and do highlighter, blush, and lips. So eyes are all finished. I don't know about you, I think they look lovely. Liquid highlighter, I'm gonna take my Say Super Glowy Gel. I just pick it up with my sponge. Oh, it's so beautiful, this product. I am actually just gonna set it a little bit with this highlighter from the Chanel Tendresse palette. Which is like a nice, beautiful, subtle highlight. For cream blush, I'm going to take Jubilee from Danessa Myricks. It's just a marble brush from BH. I'm just going to put a small amount on. And then I'm going to take this shade from Tendresse with a Smashbox cheek brush and set that. I would love for them to bring out these quads or these blush palettes in other shades. Like have a whole shade range of them. They're very beautiful. Benefit Cosmetics setting spray. For lips, I'm gonna take the contour lip liner from Pat. And then the satin lipstick from Pat called Nude Romantic 2. And then I'm going to take the Lisa Eldridge lip gloss in Affair. Perfect. All right, let me go put jewelry on and we'll zoom out and we will wrap this up. Alrighty friends, this is the finished look too. What do you guys think? I truly love both of these looks. I feel very, very me in both of these looks and both of these shade ranges. Because this is, even though it's warm toned, I don't feel like it's crazy warm toned. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't know. I really enjoy it. So what do I think about these? These are good quality in my mind. I love these. I think these are absolutely beautiful. I will say again, if you are looking for a very impactful metallic, foiled metallic, you know, very overly glittery shade like your Pat McGrath Lab formula, your Odin's Eye, your Natasha Denona, these are definitely not going to be for you. If you are a Tom Ford lover, if you love the new YSL quads, if you love the Dior Quints, I have not tried Chanel, so I cannot speak for that. I think you will probably really like these. I think these are an impeccable formula. I really do. I think if you are someone that has textured eyelids or more mature eyelids, you will love, and you like that softer look on the eyes, you will really, really like these because they are very smoothing. I really appreciate that you can put like the Intensify stick on or like wet your brush and amp them up a little bit, or you can really softly smooth them out and make them quite a lot more satin. Like I appreciate that it does swing both ways. This is still not like, you know, amped up to the level of like Pat or Natasha, but for me, this is still very stunning and impactful. So I personally really, really love these. I think the formula is impeccable in that context. I really, truly do. I actually was very nervous getting these because they were $125 each. It's a lot of money for me. And I was very nervous that I wasn't going to be that impressed, but I can see myself getting a lot of use out of these and like even wanting to pick up other shades other shades because the formula is gorgeous. Like I could see my mum loving this formula as well. Like I might pick one up for her, you know, that kind of a thing. I just think it's a really beautiful, easy, fuss-free, everyday formula. As I always say, everyone's value of $1 is completely different. So only you can decide for yourself whether or not this is something that you want to try. I get it. They are very, very expensive. Surprisingly for me, truly, while they are very expensive at $125, a Tom Ford quad now in Australia is about 155 Australian dollars. So for me, these weren't the most ridiculously priced thing, if you will, or knowing that I would easily pick up a Tom Ford quad. But again, that's my value of $1, so only you can decide that for yourself. I'm never going to tell you what to do with your own money. You're a big person and you can make your own decisions. I'm just here to tell you whether or not I personally like them, and I genuinely, hand on heart, do. I was expecting not to be wowed, and I'm wowed. Same with the YSL quad, actually. I was expecting not to be wowed and was wowed. I want to hear your thoughts. Is this something that you might be interested in? Would you be interested in picking up this type of a quad? Is this kind of the formula that you vibe with? I don't know, let me know your thoughts about these down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. If you are watching till this point, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate you, and I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.